We're going to talk about Mufasa and Sonic 3 that are coming out, well, today, or maybe even last night. I'm sure some people who don't agree with my review have already seen one or both of these. So let's start with the bad. I was not a fan of Mufasa. It is not a terrible movie. It's just, it has its issues. Is it better than the 2019 photorealistic animation? Yes. The animals do have a little less of the uncanny valley facial things going on that the 2019 had, but it has a lot of not great moments in the movie. It does start off emotional with a tribute to James Earl Jones, who, as everyone knows, voiced the 1994 Mufasa. That is about the extent of the emotion that I felt for the movie. I'm normally a very easy crier. I did not get a lot of emotional, just anything, just not a lot of emotion from this movie. It it is very disjointed. It is dealing with a serious topic, how Mufasa came to be king of, Pride Rock in that land. I believe it's called Malele at, in the movie. And it's a serious subject that is cut frequently back to Rafiki, Timon, and Pumbaa, and it's very fourth wall breaking, jokey jokes, which makes it a little disjointed when you're watching it. I understand that some people are going to find that great. I'm glad for you that if you find it wonderful, congratulations. But it really does cut down the seriousness of that movie, that especially the seriousness that they're trying to portray. This isn't like I'm putting my view into this. They're talking about, some serious quote unquote serious subjects in this, as far as fake lions and royalty and bloodlines and all that kind of stuff. So you do have that issue. You have songs in there that are okay, but they're just not memorable. I mean, and it's really hard to judge it against the 1994 Lion King with Elton John. I mean, that is like, you know, it's a reason I think it's got like a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I know shouldn't be the end all and be all as far as, I mean, even my view shouldn't be the end all and be all. Go out, see it for yourself. But it is a classic, right? At this point. So you have the cutting between serious and the jokey jokes back and forth. Then you have music that's just it just doesn't hit really good. Now, it looks great. It is amazing to see on the screen. I will say that. That does not make for a great movie. And saying that it was better than what you thought it would be still doesn't make it a great movie. It's an adequate movie. I just don't think it works. I don't think there was a need for it. And I'm confused. I mean, you could say that about pretty much any Disney remake at this point. Like, why are we watching this? But they chose it. They chose to do this subject, and it just didn't hit. So, editing, music, it looks great, but the story is very thin. I would challenge everybody to watch the original and then go watch this and see if you can see where the plot holes are and things that just don't feel like, I don't want to say authentic, because again, we're talking about, fake lions. So no, not realistic, but it has to make sense. And the character development, lack thereof, it just falls apart quick for one of the characters. Also, it gets to be really lazy writing towards the end of the movie. And I'm not going to give spoilers. So again, I'm doing this in a very loose, general way, and you can agree or disagree with me after you've seen the movie. But it isn't Lion King standards. And I'm sorry that like maybe I shouldn't have had Lion King standards going in for this, but you're basing it off the movie, off of a classic at that. So yeah, it just doesn't hit. Even then, I still think it would, maybe it's a three, falls somewhere between like a 2.5, three, but three is as high as I would go for Mufasa Lion King. Once again, see it at the movies. Tell me if you agree, disagree. Understand that if you disagree, I'm not gonna change my opinion. So I've been hearing a lot of how I'm terrible at this on another platform, and it just doesn't matter to me because I still hold the same opinion. It's every critic has their opinion, and everybody that goes and sees a movie has their own opinion about the movie. So go see it, come back, tell me if you want. We can also just I will also discuss with you, not for the public to see, spoilers about it, and the problems that I had with it. And if you didn't have those problems and you were willing to overlook them, good for you and yay. But having seen hundreds of movies this year, you start to see plot holes. Moving on to Sonic 3. Sonic 3 is not, you know, cinematic gold. It isn't an Oscar winner. It's not going to be even a contender. It has a lot of Jim Carrey, and sometimes that can be a little too much for people, especially now that he's playing two characters in the same movie at the same time. You're just like, sometimes it can be just a little much. You take little doses of, maybe not this much. Having said that, it is a fun movie. Kids of my kids' generation, they're in their 20s. They really enjoyed it. They look forward to this more than they look forward to Disney rehashing an old tale, new tale, however you want to see it. It's goofy. Obviously, it's got Jim Carrey, so you're going to have a lot of physical comedy, a lot of one-liners, a lot of fast dialogue. But honestly, my favorite parts of these movies, now that Idris Elba is part of it, is I really enjoy him as Knuckles. And now you have the added flavor of Keanu Reeves voicing his character. They all have the same theme. They follow the same formula. It is all built around family, friends, and Sonic, you know, rescuing the Earth from utter total annihilation. They're ridiculous, but they are fun. They've got a lot of action. This one tried to be emotional. I can't say that like I was hit with the feels in it. Possibly if your kids know the lore and a lot of the background of, this particular character Shadow and, you know, who he's friends with, maybe it will hit them in the feels. It just didn't hit, but I'm not the target audience for that. But it's still a fun ride. It's not breaking any new ground. It knows what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is, my man. So my personal recommendation is Mufasa. Wait for one of those $5, $6 nights at the theater. You might want to see it on the big screen. Like I said, looks gorgeous. Just the script and the plot and the writing falls a little thin for me. Sonic, you got to know going in, it's going to be just total chaos, utter ridiculousness. But that's what you're signing up for those movies. Spoiler alert, it does have two credit scenes. Be prepared to sit through both till you see both of them. They are setting up, I don't think this is a spoiler, they are setting up for a fourth. I think they've even come out and said that online. But go see it. They're great holiday movies. If you agree, you don't agree, come back, tell me how I'm wrong. Calling me stupid, okay. But it isn't going to change my opinion. So until then, I hope you all have a good holiday, and I will see you back here. We don't know. Maybe I'll cover other things until the next screening start. Till then, bye.